Here I have a 1992 Volkswagen Corrado. This is just a quick video of how to show you how to fix a sunroof. So, as you can see with my one, tilts up, tilts down flat, and opens. So the easiest way to fix it is just to tilt it up, and if you can, hopefully that video is showing up. I'll show you it in here. These, I call them little hammers. These things here, they always give problems, especially on the left hand side. So what you want to do is, first of all, remove this cover. So once she's tilted up like that, give it a very gentle tap, and it'll slide all the way back, that exposing the hammer. You can see this one here, I've modified it. So you get a cable tie, or a zip cable, zip tie, whatever you want to call it. Just give it a slight little bend, and super glue it to the wheel, just there. I know it looks fairly manky afterwards, but it does the trick. What happens is, this lever, little pin just there, I'm touching, it comes back, slides under this, lifts this up, and goes and pulls the whole sunroof back underneath the canopy here, with the headliner. And when she's coming back, it's locked here until it gets into the little groove. When it gets into the groove, pops out, and now your sunroof to travel all the way up. I'll show it to you if I hopefully. That's it closed, and you'll see it now in a second that this little pin just here is going to go underneath this and pop this up like that. And what happens in some people's cases is this lever here, because the wheel actually ends up being so high up, when it pulls forward, the sunroof will pop out of this and it'll either bend your roof or it just won't go physically forwards and backwards. So most people abandon their sunroof. So the easiest way to fix this is, if you can, pop it up like that. Light. There's a little tiny clip just there where my thumb is. Just pry that off with a screw. Now, do not lose it. It is really important to keep it. So very gently, just gentle with a flat-headed screwdriver, just pop it off. Once it's in your hand, mind it. Take this off, get a cable tie, bend it, put a little bit of heat, maybe from a cigarette lighter, just gently have a little tiny bend in it. Super glue it on with the little bend in it just to go around the wheel, and you will have to probably shape it afterwards with an angle grinder or some sort of machine just to give it a nice little curve, as you can see with my one there. You can see the way it's not flat anymore, there is a little bit of a curve, and it's shaped as well to fit, help it slot in. I also put another little bit of a cable tie, just super glued it just there. Don't buy cheap super glue, buy the really expensive stuff because it's much better. And you will have to let it totally set. You might have to even let it set overnight before you put it back on the car. But the idea is, that's going back and forth, to always let, you can see it there, it just barely rides. It just barely rides a tiny little gap in it just over the track. And when it's coming back, as the arm is going, as the levers are all going this way, this big arm here is now putting pressure onto the little roller at the back. Unfortunately, what happens is, I think Volkswagen, the rollers are, whatever way they make them, they just disintegrate over time, and it's always the left hand side. I've never found a Volkswagen with the right hand side, or a Corrado with the right hand side over this side giving problem. It's always the one on the left hand side. That's all it is. Just get it back in, sit up like that, and it goes up and down. Now, what you can do as well is undo these. There's 4 bolts or little nuts. You can see there, they're Allen heads. and do 1, 2, and then 2 on the other side. Take the whole lid off and you'll get more room. Now if you do take off the whole roof, lift it like that and get a measuring tape and measure from here down to here. I can't remember if it's on the inside or on the outside, but it should be 5.5 centimeters. That's 51 or 50, 55 millimeters, which is 5.5 centimeters. And if they're both the same, your sunroof will go up and down. If they're out, one's 5 centimeters and one is 5.5 or 6, it means that one of them is bent and you probably will have to get a replacement one. What I do is, whichever side is bent, get the same side as the other side. So if this side is bent, get the one from the far, get another one of the far side, and they should be the same then, because I've seen so many times on different Corrados, all of these pins on the left and the right on the same sunroof mechanism are bent, and they're not even the same. They look totally different. So now, once you have them back the same, put them back in. The sunroof, to set the motor, if you can, don't take the motor off the actual mechanism of the sunroof surround, because they're bastards to set. The easiest way to set this is on the motor, disconnect it from the actual track so it's hanging down, and using your button, keep the sunroof going till it's all the way in one position, and press it again and it should come around a little bit more, which means that it's technically, the sunroof will be pointed up. So when you press it back down a little bit, it'll turn it maybe 1 or 2 revolutions and then stop. And if you press again, it'll do like 20 revolutions, which would be the same as driving this all the way back. So you want the sunroof fully up like this. You can manually push these up on each side. Get your motor, set it to the sunroof is all the way up. Put them together. Test them without the sunroof on, because it's easier just to have a look. And you can test that they go up and down okay. That's really it. They're very easy to fix. They're a right pain in the arse because they always seem to break. So you can see there, that's the little arm super glued, and this is the original one on the other side. Just show it to you there, and you can see it's not. See where there's hardly any. You can just see the little tiny wheel just there. Where is it gone? Just here, or just here. And when the sunroof comes back, you can see it all the time just, you can actually see the wheel running. See that? It just moves, and then it tips in like that, and your sunroof opens. But on this side, it's totally different. This one always seems to fail. And I've had to super glue loads of stuff onto it to try build it up so it just barely floats on this track. So now, once you get that and you want to put your headliner track back, the easiest way to is put your sunroof back up in the tilt position, gently pull it down, get as close as you can, then get out of the car. You can see it there. That's really important, that this piece here, because that lets the water down, because it's actually a wet roof. It's designed to let the water in through the car and then flush it down left and right. So this tray that's just there, that's really important to have. So pull that out, and once that clip is in there, you know your sunroof is up. And if it's done right, your little courtesy cover, so you don't see the metal skin, will also stay up with the sunroof, and then you can just put it back down, which is grand. Okay, and that's my Volkswagen Corrado fix.